Hello everyone, in this video tutorial we will study the second lesson comparing fractions for grade 5. Comparing fractions. He said compare using greater than, smaller than or equal. The first condition if we have two fractions with the same denominator. How can we compare between them? Just we will compare here between the two numerators. The two numerators, the two top numbers. We have here 3, we have here 5. Which one is greater than? Yes, 5 is greater than 3. So we will write here less than. Next, 5 over 7 and 2 over 7. We have here the same denominator. Just compare between 5 and 2. We will say that 5 is greater than 2. 5 over 12 and 5 over 12. The two fractions are the same. Just we will write here equals. 3 over 10 and 7 over 10. The two fractions have the same denominator. Just compare between 3 and 7. We will say that 3 is less than 7. So 3 over 10 is less than 7 over 10. The second condition, if we have two fractions with the same numerator. The same numerators means the same top numbers. Look at number 1 or the first two fractions. 1 over 3 and 1 over 4. The two fractions have the same here numerator. So which one is greater? The greater one is a fraction with a smaller denominator. 3 here is less than 4. So 1 over 3 is greater than 1 over 4. Second, 5 over 11 and 5 over 9. The two fractions has the same or have the same numerator, 5 and 5. So the greater one is a fraction with the smaller denominator, which is 9. 9 is less than 11. So 5 over 9 is greater than 5 over 11. So we will write here less than. 3 over 11 and 3 over 11. They are the same. We will write here equals. 7 over 6 and 7 over 10. The two fractions have the same numerator. So the greater one is a fraction with the smaller denominator, which is 7 over 6. 6 is less than 10. Keep your eye on 6 and 10. 6 is less than 10. So the fraction 7 over 6 is greater than the fraction 7 over 10. The last condition, if we have two fractions with the different denominators or different numerators, how can we compare between them? The easiest way to compare between the two fractions with different denominator using cross products. Just we will find the two products through 3 times 4, it will be here 12, and 7 times 2, it will be 14. Then we can compare between the two products. 14 is what? 12. 14 is greater than 12. So 2 over 3 is greater than 4 over 7. Next, we will use cross products. 4 times 5, 20, and 6 times 3 is 18. Now compare between 20 and 18. 18 is less than 20. Next, cross products. 9 times 2, it will be 18, and 3 times 6, it will be 18. Now they are the same. Now we will use equals. 9 times 7 equals what? Equals 63. And 11 times 4 equals what? Equals 44. Now 44 is less than 63. We will write here less than, between 4 over 9 is less than 7 over 11. From the previous, we will deduce here some rules to compare between two fractions. First, if we have two fractions with like denominators, like 3 over 8 and 5 over 8, to compare between them, just compare between the two numerators. Numerators are what? Are the top numbers. We have here 3 and 5. Which one is greater? 5. So we will write here less than. Second, if we have two fractions with like numerators, like 5 over 11 and 5 over 9, we have here two fractions with the same numerator, 5 and 5. So just to compare between them, determine here the greater one or the smaller one. The greater fraction is the fraction with the smaller here denominator, which is 9 here. 9 is smaller than 11, so 5 over 9 is greater than 5 over 11. So we will write here less than. The fraction with larger denominator is the smaller one, and the fraction with the smaller denominator is the larger one. Okay, you can inverse the rule here. Now we will write here less than. So don't forget, when we compare between two fractions with the same numerator, the top numbers, the fraction with larger denominator is the smaller one, and the fraction with the smaller denominator is the larger one. Third, if we have two fractions with different denominator, how can we compare between them? We have two ways to compare between two fractions with different denominators. The first one we studied before, cross products. It's the easier way. The second one here, using LCD of the two fractions. For example, if we have 3 over 4 and 5 over 6, how can we compare between them? Just we will use here cross products. We will multiply 4 by 5 equals what? Equals 20. And 6 times 3 equals what? Equals 18. Now we will compare between 20 and 18. 18 is what? 20. 18 is less than 20. Now we will get here 3 over 4 is less than 5 over 6. The second way, using LCD of the two fractions. We studied before how can we find the LCD of two numbers or two fractions before in grade 4. If we have the same example, 3 over 4 and 5 over 6. To use LCD of the two fractions, just find the LCM, which is the lowest common multiple of the two denominators. So ask yourself, what is the lowest common multiple of 4 and 6? What is the smallest number is divisible by 4 and 6? It's easy to find it mentally. This number is what? Is 12. So we will keep the same denominator to be 12. Ask yourself, how can we make here 4 12? Yes, we can make 4 12 multiplying by 3. Now we will multiply the two terms of the first fraction by 3. And to make 6 12 by the same way, we will multiply 6 by 2. So we will multiply the second fraction by what? Yes, by 2. Now we will get 9 over 12 and 10 over 12. Now we can compare between the two fractions. Why? Because we have here the same denominator, which is 12. Just compare between the two numerators. 9 is less than 10. We will get here the fraction 3 over 4 is less than the fraction 5 over 6. Comparing fractions notes. The first one, 1 is greater than any proper fraction and less than any improper fraction. If we compare between 1 and 3 over 4, 3 over 4 is proper fraction. So 1 is greater than 3 over 4. 7 over 5 is improper fraction. Now we can get that 1 is less than 7 over 5. The second note, 1 is less than any mixed number. If we compare between 1 and a mixed number, then 1 is less than any mixed number. 1 is less than 2 and 1 over 3, and 1 is less than 3 and 3 over 4. The third one, any proper fraction is less than any improper fraction. If we have a proper and improper, like 3 over 4 is proper, so, and 9 over 4 is improper, so we write less than. By the same way, 3 over 7 is less than 10 over 3. he can ask you order the following from least to greatest. From least to greatest means what? Means ascending order. We studied before. 7 over 11, 4 over 11, 8 over 11, 2 over 11, and 5 over 11. It's easy to write the ascending order here. Why? Because we have here the same denominator. So just we will compare, or we will order the numerators from least to greatest. The least one is what? 2. Now the least fraction is 2 over 11, followed by 4 over 11, followed by 5 over 11, followed by 7 over 11, and the last one, or the greatest one, is 8 over 11, and smallest fraction is 2 over 11. Second, order the following from greatest to least. This is called descending order. 7 over 3, 7 over 8, 7 over 5, 7 over 2, 7 over 4. It's easy to write here the descending order. Why? Because here we have here the same numerator. All numerators are the same, 7, 7, 7, 7. So look for the greatest one. The greatest here fraction is a fraction with the smallest denominator. So the greatest one is 7 over 2. It's a rule we studied before. We will start with the greatest one, 7 over 2, and rest 7 over 2, followed by what? 7 over 3. Very good. Followed by what? Which one is the greater? 7 over 4, 7 over 5, 7 over 8. You can say 7 over 4. Excellent. And 7 over 5. And the smallest one here is 7 over 8. So don't forget, if we have a set of fractions with the same numerator, the greatest one is the fraction with the smallest denominator. Order the following fractions ascendingly. 2 over 3, 5 over 6, 3 over 4, and 5 over 12. We don't have here the same numerator, we don't have here the same denominator. We have here different denominators and different numerators. So to order the following fractions, you have to find the LCD. The LCD of the fractions is what? Is 12. Because 12 here is divisible by all denominators. So the first step is keep the same denominator. The first fraction, 2 over 3, to keep the same denominator, or to make the denominator here 12, just we will multiply the first fraction by 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. Second, we will multiply here. We will get here 2 times 4, it will be 8, and 3 times 4, it will be 12. Second fraction, multiplying by what? By 2. It's easy. It will be 10 over 12. And to find the equivalent fraction with the denominator 12 of 3 over 4, just multiply here by 3. We will get here 9 over 12. And the last one, it will be 5 over 12. Now we have here the same denominator. We can order the fractions or write any order, the ascending or descending. He said here ascendingly. So we will start with the smallest one. The smallest fraction here, just find the smallest numerator. The smallest numerator here is what? Is 5 over 12, or is 5. So the smallest fraction is 5 over 12. Start with 5 over 12, followed by what? Followed by 8 over 12. But what is the equivalent fraction of 8 over 12? It was what? It was 2 over 3. Followed by 9 over 12. 9 over 12, it was what? Yes, it was the up one, 3 over 4. And followed by the last one, it will be 10 over 12. It was here 5 over 6. So the smallest fraction is 5 over 12, and the greatest one is 5 over 6. Now he said, how can we compare between two mixed numbers? If we have two mixed numbers, how can we compare between them? Like 4 and 1 over 3 and 4 and 2 over 7. We have here the same whole part. we have here 4 and we have here 4. Now we can compare between fractions part or fraction part if the whole parts are the same. Now we will compare between the two fractions, 1 over 3 and 2 over 7. What is the easiest way to compare between the two fractions here? Yes, the easiest way is cross products. 3 times 2 equals what? Equals 6. And 7 times 1 equals what? Equals 7. Now compare between 7 and 6. 7 is greater than 6. We will get here that 1 over 3 is greater than 2 over 7. We will deduce now that 4 and 1 over 3 is a mixed number. Here 4 and 1 over 3 is greater than the mixed number 4 and 2 over 7. Thank you for watching. See you soon, guys.